With it or quit it. With it, quit it.
What?
With it.
We about to turn up in this bitch. What am I winning or quitting today?
I'm not going to do the in or out thing. I was thinking about saying
or out. Am I in or out?
Where?
But we don't do that anymore. It's quit it or quit it.
No. But
We don't do that
shouts
because
out to in or out. I like with it or quit it now.
Shouts out actually to First Things First for stealing our segment because that's why we moved it.
Yes.
We changed it to something else.
Who
We
you
actually
think-
didn't change the segment at all. We just changed the name.
Do they still do that segment?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
They just did it so we could stop doing it.
Yeah. The point is, nothing in television is new. I know everyone thinks they're revolutionary. You're not.
Yeah.
That includes us. So we
We're
just
working
changed
on
the
some
name.
new stuff though, just in case.
Who else has Migos Culture Report?
We have no one has that.
No.
And then the second that comes up, that's what I will fight for. Generally I don't fight over like whose idea was first. Okay, but if someone comes up with the Migos Culture Report, we're gonna have to put you on heavy blast.
Heavy blast. Have you on the podcast maybe?
Yes. That is for sure. And we do have some hot fire coming your way. I don't want to brag.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not going to say anything else other than also if something even remotely close comes out like that, we're going to also have to blast. All right, so what am I winning or quitting?
Okay. The Dallas Cowboys are making believers out of football fans everywhere. After beating the defending Super Bowl champs, with the help of Amari Cooper's 3 touchdowns, the Cowboys are currently enjoying a 5-game winning streak with a very easy remaining schedule. Joy, the Cowboys will win 8 straight going into the playoffs. With it or quit it?
I am going to quit it.
Have you seen the schedule?
I have. They play the Colts, who are not to be played with.
Also lost to the Jags.
They did.
In a very convincing fashion.
They did. They did that. They did do that. But they won this week, and they beat the Texans.
Yes.
Who are also not a joke.
Yes.
So I think they lose to the Colts this week. Obviously, they beat the Bucks, and I think that they beat the Giants as well, even though it is on the road, and the Giants are one of those teams that just likes to win for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't think they win 8 straight. However, what's happening with Dallas is inexplicable because this was the same team at the beginning of the year and when they were stinky and irrelevant, and now
you
they're
said they
not.
were stinky.
No, you said they were boring too, so don't even.
Okay, they were boring, but I did say that defensive line would end up being the top 5 at the end of the year.
They did manage to pull it all together. I think a lot of this has to do with Dak Prescott, despite the fact that he is still being called limited and game manager and whatever. I think now it's kind of starting to look like that's very cute. It's starting to look like it might just be the offensive system that he's in that is limiting him. I'm not saying that he is some Patrick Mahomes type, Drew Brees, fast sling it to 50 yards, but he can go over the top if he has a target, and he has a target now in Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper came out and said that they just changed the play because they were running all these stop routes and getting covered, and they just changed it and to a go route, and then touchdown. I'm not saying that's gonna happen every time, but like, how do you not see that that's happening as offensive coordinator? So I think that there are some limitations in the offense that they have set up for him that they do need to change. And he's playing significantly better from the first 8 games when they've been 5-0. I mean, his numbers are his passer rating alone 88.9 in the first 8 games to 106.8 in the last 5 games. His yards per attempt are up. His passing yards per game are up. His yards per attempt are up. I already said that. Completion percentage is up. Like, everything is up. So
since he got Amari Cooper,
right.
But he started the season without a wide receiver.
That's not shocking. Like, I don't know why everyone was talking about, like, oh, just, it's fine. They can throw to Cole Beasley.
No.
You need a number 1 receiver, especially if it's Dak Prescott. It's not Tom Brady. They're just gonna make it work with whatever you put out there. And even Tom Brady doesn't have just whatever put out there. Like people think like Julian Edelman is just like some guy. Like they have incredible chemistry. They work together endlessly and train together. Like they have a connection. That's not just some guy. Yeah. It's like Jordy Nelson with Aaron Rodgers. Like Jordy Nelson isn't just some guy to Aaron Rodgers. That's not the situation in Dallas. Like, you need to have a number 1 wide receiver. I don't know what everyone was thinking.
Well, you also have to have a running game to complement it, and that's why.
And they have one.
Yeah, like to say, like the Patriots, LeGarrette Blount is a perfect example of how a running back helps the quarterback. And I think Sony Michel's going to be one of those guys too that ends up on another team and doing well for them again. But anyways, back to the Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Jason Garrett.
What about Jason Garrett?
Like, how does he stick around in this equation?
Oh my God, we're not doing this again. Jason Garrett's not getting fired. We can dead that. He's not going anywhere. Especially they're going to make the playoffs. They could win a game in the playoffs. He's not going anywhere. That's so silliness.
Yeah.
Just stop that.
Can't get rid of the puppet.
Just stop it. He's not going anywhere. What's next?
3 years ago, Los Angeles had no football teams and no Brandon Newman. Sad. Now, my city and I are looking at the potential of an all Los Angeles Super Bowl in Atlanta. The Rams and the Chargers have balled out this season with a combined record of 21-5, but after a loss to the Bears, I don't trust Jared Goff in cold weather, period. This may be a hot take, but Joy, the Chargers are the best team in LA. With it or quit it?
I can't tell. I'm going to quit it. I can't tell if I'm quitting it because traditionally the Chargers find some way to mess everything up.
Right.
And I'm holding them to that, kind of like the way that people hold the Raptors to seasons past, their judgment of them in this upcoming year's playoffs, even though forgot that Kawhi Leonard is there and there is no LeBron in the East anymore. But the Chargers are good. They're really, really good. Yeah. And the Rams lost to the Bears. I don't know that that's really such a bad loss. I know they didn't get any offense going, but it's not like the Bears are some bullshit team.
But it's a bad loss considering the fact that no touchdowns were scored.
No, I'm saying
the
offense of it terrible.
Right.
That's not acceptable. That's not going to work in the playoffs.
Literally unheard of.
Right, and it is literally unheard of. That's why I'm not overreacting to the Bears' loss. That's the first time in Sean McVay's coaching career they've never scored a touchdown. So I feel like it's a kind of tiny bit of an anomaly.
But it's not the first time we haven't seen Jared Goff go out there and lay an egg.
No, but that does happen. I mean, Andrew Luck's been having a MVP caliber season, and he got deaded by the Jags. You're going to have a bad game. Those things happen. But I need you to stop talking about this nonsense about the All LA Super Bowl. Don't do that to me. Okay.
Sports Universe, center of the Sports Universe,
stop
Los
doing
Angeles.
That. Stop doing that. Okay. I won't disagree with that statement, but Chargers, Rams, Super Bowl.
You're not interested?
No disrespect.
You were more interested in Patriots Atlanta?
Yeah, I was interested in Patriots Atlanta, actually. Okay. It was a battle for the culture.
Yeah, it was.
Went badly.
Beantown versus,
and also in Atlanta. That's just not the place for an all LA Super Bowl. Yeah. And quite frankly, just no. Absolutely not. We need the Chiefs or the Patriots or the Steelers or the Texans. Okay? I wouldn't even go so far as the Ravens. All right?
Okay, yeah.
The Rams I'm fine with. I picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl.
The Chargers are actually good, though.
They are good.
You don't like good football teams. You didn't like the Eagles. You don't like good football teams.
I do like good football teams. I don't want to see the Chargers in the Super Bowl against the Rams. Is that crazy? Am I a crazy person? Does anyone else in here want to see the Chargers and Rams in the Super Bowl?
I mean, I'm down just for chaos purposes.
What's chaos? There's zero chaos. That's the point. It's the most boring shit I've ever heard of in my life.
I think it'd be a good game, and it's chaos for whichever network has it, and that's not Fox this year.
What's chaos about it? Chaos is conversation, interesting, and personalities.
Sorry, not chaos. A disaster.
Okay,
it's a ratings disaster.
It is
but in terms of football,
great football.
Probably a decent game.
Great, solid football.
Yeah, good defense, good offense.
Great solid football. We don't want that. What's next?
One of the only teams that can make the Chargers disappear is the Kansas City Chiefs. Mm-hmm. They have a magician at quarterback named Patrick Mahomes, young David Blaine. He's not only putting together an MVP season, but some say that he may need to be fitted for a gold jacket. My homeboy Mahomes has the 11-2 Chiefs in the driver's seat to win home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Joy, Patrick Mahomes won MVP by beating my Ravens. With it or quit it?
Yes, I am going to with that. He did do that. I think that the way that the Saints have been playing the last couple weeks has kind of dropped Drew Brees from that lead in the MVP race. The next 3 games will determine a lot. The Chiefs have the Chargers this Thursday, which is a great Thursday game.
Another one.
The Seahawks, and no disrespect to the Chargers, from what I said earlier, they're still a great team. I just don't want to see Chargers and Rams in the Super Bowl. I think that's fair. Yeah. They have the Seahawks and the Raiders, so they don't have an easy rest of the schedule. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Raiders, whatever. I'm not going to point just because they beat the Steelers are completely dysfunctional at this point.
Right.
In that list, so I think they win 2 out of 3, but. A
lot of 2-1s in the last schedule for you. You think? You said who else? You said was the Cowboys gonna be 2-1.
Yeah. I'm not doing all these sweeps here, but I do think he locked up the MVP, and I do think he is he has now solidified himself as a legit talent. Like there were still some doubters at the beginning of the season, like, oh well, you know, with Alex Smith they started the same way, and you know, then so that worked out. It's Alex Smith. So, you know, I don't think Chiefs really legit. And I may have been in that group. I don't know. You can pull tape. But I don't feel like I was like, this is the same team as check down Alex. So Mahomes is legit. I do think he's going to win the MVP. He's crushing it. He's number one in passing touchdowns. He has 43. And second in passer rating. Second in passing yards per attempt. And I really feel like he is the NFL's Magic Johnson.
Woo.
Like, he's going to end up being beloved. He is completely Showtime.
Yeah.
He's out here throwing no-look passes. I mean, come on.
Yeah, instant Hall of Famer, too.
I'm not going as far as Hall of Fame. I think that's kind of ridiculous when people do that. But he is... I don't even want to say he's on a Hall of Fame projection. Like, can we just chill?
How the hell is he not? He's
Because
only thrown as many touchdowns as, like... Only Peyton Manning has matched the amount of numbers that he has.
He's having a great year. The NFL Hall of Fame is an elite. It is the top Hall of Fame of all the Hall of Fames. Everyone just relax for 5 seconds. I'm not saying he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. Why are we talking about him being a Hall of Famer? Let's get through this season as him being an MVP.
Okay.
I like Mahomes, all right? And I would like, if the Steelers don't make the Super Bowl, for the Chiefs to make the Super Bowl. But this is what it is. Like, there's a couple more games to play. Let's see how this goes.